Welcome to ChessWire. I'm your host, Adam Carter, with your chess news. Today is Friday, September 16th, 2022. In your headlines today, Hans Niemann is offered $1 million to play chess in the nude. Also, Garry Kasparov is 0 out of 3 in his Chess 960 tournament in St. Louis. Last, what I got right and what I've gotten wrong so far, and my CGC bracket predictions. All this today on ChessWire. All right, let's get right to it. This is from Vice, and this is a letter to Hans Niemann from Strip Chat, believe it or not. It says, "Dear Hans Niemann, congratulations on your victory against world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. It's a shame you're being ridiculed by the chess community for potentially cheating. Claims that you used wireless vibrating anal beads to gain an upper hand are ridiculous. I know you even offered to strip completely naked to prove to people you didn't cheat. So far, they've got all of this right. Being that Strip Chat is an adult entertainment webcam platform that receives 400 million views on average each month, I wanted to extend you an offer to do just that. Prove the haters wrong once and for all. Strip naked and play a game of chess live on Strip Chat in return for $1 million. I mean... Who wouldn't take that? I mean, I don't care if you've got a dad bod or whatever's going on. I know Hans has been eating a lot of Uber Eats in the background. He's got the DoorDash going on. You know, that's kind of how he deals with some of those losses. Also, I know the guy swims lap before he does his matches. He's only 19. He could get into shape for this super quick, look super hot, and just... He could just take it by storm. Everybody who doesn't have a Strip Chat account who is a chess player will definitely have one to watch Hans play in the nude. That would be amazing. And $1 million? I mean, what was your last tournament win for? I mean, how much did you make? I'd say, let's go ahead and do it. I'd say Hans baby, Hans, booby. This is your white knight right here. This is where you want to go. I'd say just do it. I mean, play in the nude. The letter ends, if you're interested in taking up my offer, respond back to me ASAP. Sincerely, Max Bennett, Vice President of New Media at Strip Chat. So this is a real offer. This is from Vice. This has been vetted. I think that he should do it. I would do it. I mean, who wouldn't play naked for $1 million? That's just ridiculous. Anyone would do that. Let's go ahead and move over to The Guardian. Chess, Fajora sweeps Grand Tour while Carlsen v. Niemann saga continues. We already know what happened there. Alireza Fajora took and swept the Sinkfield Cup. I'm not sure what the results would have been had Magnus dropped out. We know that Hans Niemann had a lead, had defeated the world champ. And in this case, I believe Hans, it says here, or not Hans, but Fajora collected $272,000 in prize money, which is nothing compared to the $1 million Hans could receive just for playing one game in the nude, which I'm sure he'd win against whoever they put him up against. Fajora, I know, won the Brilliancy Prize that was decided upon by the commentators. So that was decided by Yasser Serouin and Alejandro and I forget the other dude's name. Anyway, they awarded him the prize as well, so he received an additional $5,000 at the Sinkfield Cup. Wesley So was the favorite after Carlsen pulled out, but the former Filipino exploited his chances when he miscalculated a lost and winning position against Firouzja. But we want to get to the juicy stuff here, and it was following Carlsen's withdrawal after third round loss to Niemann. The organizers issued an official statement which denied any wrongdoing by the player through the event. Measures included scanning of players with metal detectors and fair play analysis by Professor Kenneth Regan using the FIDE game screening tool. So we all know this. This is no surprise. Meanwhile, it says Garry Kasparov wanted some clarity. Well, this is a little bit like I'd give this a half truth. What Gary Kasparov actually called for was for Magnus to make a statement about his reasons for withdrawing from that tournament, as they were unprecedented in chess history. And then here we go on to Sunday on the online Julius Baer Generation Cup begins with 16 players representing both the established world top and rising teenagers. One pairing stands out. In round 6, starting at 6 p.m. Monday, Niemann plays White against Carlsen. A huge audience will be watching, and this is where I think all eyes go to. This is what we talked about the other day, that the reason for Magnus's withdrawal wasn't necessarily because he thought Hans was cheating. Of course, that's what we all came to the conclusion of, but I think it's more about this tournament here, this Meltwater Champ tournament, the Julius Baer, because the co-sponsor of this event is none other than Play Magnus Group, and I think that they wanted the ticket sales up or the online watching to go up and want that value to really increase in this, whatever they've got invested. I know that there's a merger going on. Well, I would call it not a merger, but an acquisition. So I think that they're trying to squeeze all the last value they can out of the remaining tournaments or whatever it is. And I think this may have just been some type of ploy to garner attendance, garner viewership, and really bring a lot more value monetarily to this particular tournament. That's why we haven't seen any withdrawal from Magnus Carlsen in this. We haven't seen any blacklisting of Hans Niemann in this tournament, and that's where I think this is going. I don't think that they're going to kick him out at the last minute. This is coming up on the 18th, which is really soon. We're talking this today, Friday, 18th, 17th. So Sunday this starts, and I just don't see any withdrawals or any type of forfeiting or any type of disqualification for Hans Niemann in this tournament, which also brings us to the question, well, why didn't Magnus and Hans play in the CGC? Well, that's really interesting because the CGC, of course, the Chess Global Championships, is on chess.com, and they want the money over there. They want people watching this match, and I think that's what's really going on. And of course, you know, there's going to be this wonderful, wonderful audience watching that. If it was some type of promotional tactic, it definitely worked. Like I said the other day, I'll be watching. I know everybody watching. I think it's going to be the most widely watched game in the world because of this saga between Carlsen and Niemann. We're going to go ahead and move on here to chess.com. Firouzja Mamajharov storm to the lead. Now, what they're talking about here is the St. Louis chess tournament of the Bobby Fischer Chess, or Fischer Random, or Chess 960, whatever you want to call it. GM Alireza Fajora continued his fine run in form in St. Louis in the 2022 Champion Showdown Chess 960 on Thursday, with two key victories over Garry Kasparov and previous tournament leader Jan Nepomniachtchi. Firouzja's 2.5 out of 3 score on day 2 was enough to climb to an equal first alongside GM Shak Mamajharov, who won all 3 of his games. And this isn't really a surprise to me. Alireza Fajora is very young. He understands the board. The guy's studying nonstop. And I was really disappointed to see Garry Kasparov lose all 3 of his games thus far. I think, you know, Garry Kasparov has moved into more of a political science realm where he is doing a lot of commentary on geopolitics, especially since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I think that's where Kasparov's mind is. And it was a bad day for Nepomniachtchi. Saw him lose 2 consecutive rounds, but only drop in the 3rd position, while GM's Fabiano Caruana and Aronian and Hikaru Nakamura kept themselves in the race with solid results, leaving them trailing leaders by a single point. Kasparov, like we said, he had lost all of his games so far. Last, I want to go ahead and get to my predictions about the current CGC, the Chess Global Championship. Now, we knew that chess.com was having this contest. If you filled out a perfect bracket position, you would win $100,000. And I made my picks. I've had some good picks. I've had more good picks than I've had bad picks so far, but we'll go ahead and check out the standings. Right now, I saw David Navarra beating Michael Adams. I was talking the other day about his technical prowess and how Michael Adams might get into time trouble. I was right on that one. We still haven't seen Hikaru Nakamura game versus Vasquez yet. We went on here. We moved down to Eric Hansen versus Lei Qian. I knew that Eric Hansen was going to take that one. We talked about that as well. The other one I called out right was Jose Martinez here. I said I saw him play and open up with the black pieces playing the dragon. I was really excited about that. I was like, this is my guy. We move on down to the next bracket, what we all predicted, Anderkin to take over Arum. And then in the Fedosov-Gatakomsky match, now this one was another debated match and who would win, and I did pick Gatakomsky just for the mere fact that this guy's been playing for a long time. He doesn't buckle under pressure, and I saw this as an easy win over Fedosov. Now here's where I got some things a bit wrong. I did expect Yifan to be the upsetter here and take down Rajabov. Now, she did open up with a couple draws in the beginning. It was really great to see that. Hopes were high, but Rajabov went ahead and did take that match. We all knew Ingrassi would go ahead and beat David Paravian. Again, I called out Anish Giri. He won that. Down here, I was really, really expecting Topalov to win, no problemo. That did not happen. Another big upset for me was Vishy Anand lost as well. I mean, who could have predicted Vishy going out in the first round? Maybe it's just these younger guys are much more sharp. And then we went down here to MVL, Maxime Vischer-Legrave. He took that one home, as well as the American Sam Sevian. So, and I said, we've got to vote. We got to go for the American. When you're an American, American won. So we are going to see an MVL versus Sam Sevian. We are going to see Kramnik versus Sarin. I'm still thinking, I'm waiting for the Levon Aronian match to come through. I knew that CGC is going on right now on chess.com. I still think we're going to see a Fabi versus Jose Martinez. I definitely think we're going to see an Eric Hansen versus Hikaru Nakamura when the day is over. So there you have it. Those are my predictions. What I got right, what I got wrong. I think that for the most part, my board is gonna turn out with more right than wrongs. I'm looking forward to some runner-up. I at least want a chess.com mug or maybe a t-shirt. That would be great. Wondering if Hans is gonna play in the nude. Maybe he will. I would. I mean, who wouldn't play chess for $1 million naked? I don't care if you got the dad bod, you play naked for $1 million. End of story. Gary Kasparov's lost 0-3 in the Chess 960. I am just completely shocked by this. But like I said, he's gotten into the geopolitics lately. He's doing a lot of commentary on that. We've seen him on Bill Maher recently even. So his head's more in that realm right now, I think, rather than the chess world. And I think this was just something fun for him to come out and do. And he was just up against a lot of guys with tons and tons and tons of prep behind them. Thank you for watching and listening to ChessWire. Have a good one.